scholar who performed good deeds daily was suddenly struck dead by a divine lightning bolt. The ghost messenger instantly appeared and forcibly dragged his soul into the underworld. Before he could recover, he was escorted by little demons to the 18th layer of hell to watch various tortures. The scholar was instantly frightened out of his wits and fainted on the spot. However, he had no idea that all his experiences today were orchestrated by Zhong Kuei, the Chinese ghost hunting god. It turned out that Zhong Kuei's sister was 300 years old and still unmarried, so as her older brother, he decided to find her a handsome groom. After coming to the judge's palace, he ordered the little demons to bring the register of life and death. He searched it for handsome young men with excellent character. Soon he locked onto the scholar Du Ping. At this moment, the scholar had no idea that danger was approaching. He was still on his way to the examination. Who knew that suddenly dark clouds covered the sky and torrential rain poured down? A bolt of lightning struck directly at the center of his brow, killing him instantly. Zhong Kuei immediately dispatched a ghost messenger to the human realm to guide Du Ping's soul. 3 blue-faced demons with protruding fangs brought the scholar to the underworld. The scholar, who only understood books, was instantly frightened to trembling. After barely mustering the courage to cross the gate of ghosts, he soon arrived at the Naiha Bridge. The ghost woman was distributing medicinal soup to the queuing souls to help them forget their past and present lives. But Du Ping, who was internally designated as Zhong Kuei's son-in-law, naturally didn't need to go through this process. Under the escort of the ghost officers, Du Ping walked onto the Naiha Bridge. Who knew that the bridge surface under his feet suddenly collapsed? Ping instantly fell down. Several bats that had been waiting for a long time immediately came to his rescue, firmly grabbing his body and slowly lowering him down. It turned out the bats were taking him on a tour of the 18 layers of hell. The first layer was stone crushing, where little demons worked hard throwing stones at the abdomens of the punished, making them suffer unbearable pain. The next layer was tongue pulling, where little demons used daggers to gouge out the eyes of the punished and pulled out their tongues, specifically punishing those who spoke honeyed words and sowed discord. Next came the layer of knives, where little demons used saws to cut the punished in half from head to toe, used to punish those who cut corners and deceived their superiors. There were also the scissor hell, oil pot hell, and volcano hell. The bats took him through all 18 layers of hell one by one. Du Ping was frightened unconscious by the horrific scenes. After completing the task, the bats brought Du Ping before Zhong Kuei. Zhong Kuei looked at the handsome scholar and couldn't help but laugh heartily. But unexpectedly, his laughter awoke the unconscious Du Ping. Looking at the blue-faced demons with protruding fangs before him, Du Ping was instantly frightened and scrambled to hide. He couldn't understand why he had done good deeds every day, only to end up in such a state. Soon he was frightened unconscious again. Meanwhile, Zhong Kuei's sister was in her boudoir putting on makeup, thinking about marrying her ideal husband. She couldn't help but giggle coquettishly. At this moment, Zhong Kuei was arranging the wedding procession, preparing for his sister and new brother-in-law to bow and marry. Countless ghost officers formed 2 rows extending for tens of miles. For a time, gongs and drums thundered and the celebration was lively. As Zhong Kuei watched his sister leave in the wedding procession, his heart finally settled down. The 2 newlyweds bowed to heaven and earth under the blessings of the ghost officers and then entered the bridal chamber. Du Ping looked at his slender new wife and finally put his mind at ease. Only, the bride refused to lift her veil no matter what. Then the bride stood up, walked to the candle, and blew it out. Only then did she lift her veil and remove her mask. What kind of ending awaited Du Ping?